that gets you in 4 years?
Once I don't see that, I gotta look. Ah, he's exploring.
Are you shitting me?
They're exploring.
I've noticed that the last few years. I said, what the hell is that?
It's unique.
Come on.
Nobody's here, Steve.
Yeah, they're close. Close to Niagara. Bears games are close.
You know what I said? I've watched a lot of the games for women's show. Women are not playing, they don't have no chance.
They can't score.
But they've gotten better.
Yeah, they play good defense. They can't score.
Fans, in the event of emergency in which we are required to evacuate the arena, please take a moment to locate the closest emergency exit. Exits are located in the corners of the arena. Please proceed quickly, calmly, and our security staff will direct you to the nearest exit. We thank you for your cooperation. Please enjoy tonight's game. And fans, the NCAA and Marist College promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive language, or any other inappropriate actions or comments are pronounced dismissal from the Canada Arena. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Jordan. Please enjoy tonight's game.
I agree.
Because they
But
can't
then they
score.
got to play the extra game to get in.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? So, and if any one of the top three girls in Edison were maybe has gotten better.
That was
If one of those girls gets involved in the play, it will take you two guys.
I'm 59 and I can see one on that team in the game work right now.
I believe it.
Give me the fingers, 5 minutes to warm up.
I agree. And you shoot so that's scary. So it's tough. But then again, everyone's safe.
Yeah, this is
A lot of games.
talented base.
Yeah.
He can get this one. He can get this one. And then, you know,
They get this one.
momentum going up to Siena on Friday.
Two other quick comments. Not here. As I watched it this evening. Secondly, we went to the
Yeah, I mean, he used to be able to knock shots down, you know. Yeah, all right.
And now, on your feet for the Marist College Fight Song. M-A-R-I-S-T, Marist, boxes to victory. Come on, everybody, fire up. We're inviting you here tonight, so we can have everybody clap their hands. Let's keep this place up. We gotta beat Niagara tonight, right? Come on, everybody. Start clapping, stand up. Show me you're a great, great Fox fan. I can't hear you, I don't see you. Come on, everybody. There we go.
Right?
Sing with it.
Yeah.
Marist, Foxes, we're on the run. Uphill, downhill.
Going keys first, you know?
Yeah, we'll do keys.
All right.
People, the red box. Run, stretch it, tear it, rip them apart. Offense, defense, record to start. We have no fear for our red boxes. The flag, your victory. Woo! And good evening, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to McCann Arena on the beautiful campus of Marist College for tonight's Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference men's basketball matchup featuring the Niagara Purple Eagles and your Marist Red Foxes. At this time, we ask you to please remain standing and move your caps as we honor America, those who protect our freedom, with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, everyone. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Niagara. At guard, a 6'4" freshman from Albany, guard number 2, Brock Brown III. At forward, a 6'8" graduate student from the Bronx, number 5, Jordan Cintron. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Queens, New York, number 10, Marcus Hammond. At guard, a 6'3" junior from Houston, Texas, number 21, Noah Thomason. And at forward, a 6'7" graduate student from Allentown, Montana, number 22, Sam Iorio. The assistant coaches are Brian Smother and Kevin Devin. And the head coach of Niagara is Greg Wallace.
Welcome to MAC Basketball on ESPN, as tonight the Foxes look to extend their win streak to 3 games as they host the Purple Eagles of Niagara University in the first meeting of the season, as we come to you from the McCann Arena on the campus of Marist College in Poughkeepsie, New York. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dean Darling. He's my partner, Steve Egging, and we both thank you for joining us tonight on ESPN3. And Steve, as we know, the Foxes have been in a ton of close games this year. Witnessed just the other night on Saturday night here in Poughkeepsie, where they went down to the wire with Canisius, and they pulled one out in a close victory.
Most of Marist games in conference play have come down to the final few possessions. Saturday was no different. Canisius had the last shot of the game, could not knock it down. Marist comes away with a hard-fought one-point victory. The Foxes go for 3 in a row tonight against Niagara.
And Steve, this should be fun tonight because we're going to get a chance to see really 2 strong scorers in the league.
Yeah, for Niagara, Marcus Hammond is one of the elite players in the conference. He averages 17.8 points per game. That's second in the MAC. He grabs 4.4 rebounds per game. He's preseason first team All-MAC. The Purple Eagles need a big-time effort from him tonight. As far as Marist is concerned, João Ituka has had a special freshman campaign. He's averaging 15.1 points per game. That's 4th in the MAC. He's a 6-time MAC Rookie of the Week. The Foxes are hoping for another electric effort from Ituka tonight.
And let's get to my favorite part of the broadcast, Steve's Keys.
Hey, for Niagara, they're going to need to limit dribble penetration from João Ituka, and they're going to need to establish Hammond early on. Fairfield had held Hammond to just 8 points. As far as Marist is concerned, hey, they need to contain Hammond. Again, he's the second leading scorer in the conference, and when Marist has been balanced offensively, they've been a difficult team to beat, Dean.
And we get to the starting lineups quickly. There for Niagara, they will be going tonight with Sam Iorio. He's a graduate transfer from South Alabama. He's the leading rebounder of the team. He's the gentleman there to your far right. For the Foxes, Ricardo Wright, coming off a 13-point game. Didn't shoot well the other night, but still had 5 boards and 3 assists. Ready to go. We thank you for joining us here as the Foxes will come into this game 10-13 overall, 5-9 in the MAC, currently tied for 9th with Manhattan. Eno with it. Back to the basket. That's the way it's been of late, with Eno starting and then Jones coming in off the bench. Eno stumbling, turning, trying to go up with the right hand, and he missed it.
Well, that was a good pass there from Ricardo Wright. Unfortunately, he just couldn't get on balance to make the chippy inside.
First time down for Niagara. They come off a drubbing on Saturday afternoon over in Bridgeport to Fairfield. Got beat by 20. That ended their 3-game win streak. That's Hammond. Going to talk about him a lot tonight. One of the premier players in the league. He'll dish it down inside Cintron. Little teardrop didn't go, and it's wrestled down by Wright.
Both teams had pretty good looks in the key. Could not get him to go down with their first possession.
Here's Ricardo Wright. The other night, 6 of 17 from the field. He enters it again to Eno, the triple team. Now Wright with 15 on the shot clock. They got plenty of time to reset. Ituka with it. Just named MAC Rookie of the Week for the 6th time today. Selle putting it up, missing.
Just don't know why Sam Selle fakes when he doesn't need to. He hesitated there, was a shot fake, but there was nobody on him. Just catch, square up, shoot the basketball.
Right there is Rob Brown, the third, a freshman. He's out of the Albany, New York area. Now for Iorio. Iorio playing for his 3rd different school. He started out at American for 2 years, played well there, then sat out a year to transfer to South Alabama, played down there last year, and then transferring to Niagara. He gets on the board.
Yeah, nice job there by Iorio. That was a really nice take. High off the window. He got it to go down with his left hand.
So it's Ituka tipping it now for Eno. Now to Wright. Wright looking for a little bit of a gap. Back out to Eno, and they'll regroup, but there's 6 on the shot clock. Niagara, a really good defensive team. Ituka to challenge inside.
Nice job there by Ituka once again. We've called his number all year long. Just a great take going to the goal.
This should be a great matchup, Steve, defensively for these 2 teams.
Yes, both teams play really good defense in the half court, but both teams need to square their opponent up. Hammond is very good off the bounce as well.
And this is a bright star for them. Thomason came in from Butler Community College, working on Ituka, who put the arm bar out, and the first foul of the game called in the Foxes.
Yeah, Thomason is a really nice player. averaging just over 10 a game, but he's got a mid-range game too. Watching these Purple Eagles play during the course of the year, he can knock shots down, but he's physical like Ituka going to the rim.
Ituka got into some foul problems in the first half of the game the other night, but he survived throughout the game, and the Red Foxes won over Canisius 71-70, their second straight win. Earlier in the week, they had knocked off Monmouth. Long dish out front to Cintron. He is a graduate student out of the Bronx, played his first 3 years of ball at Longwood University down in Virginia. Inside cruises Thomason. He misses it, and he'll get another reset. Niagara 11-12 on the year, 6-8 in the conference. They start out tied for 6th tonight with Ryder. That one rolled off the rim. Iorio trying to save. Pretty maneuver there, and they keep possession of the ball. Brown dipping in for Thomason, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Good defensive positioning by Ituka.
That's great defense there by Ituka, moving his feet. That's perfect position. Drew the offensive charge. Foxes were lucky there. Niagara got the basketball off the board 3 different occasions. Here it is again on the replay, and you see Ituka there with just, again, that's perfect position.
So we're tied up at 2, 3:15 gone. Both teams struggling to score in the early going. These two teams split here in Poughkeepsie last year on New Year's Day and the day after, but then Niagara got the best of Marist in the opening round of the playoffs, and it's Ituka lighting one up.
Again, he's so physical going to the goal. We really have not seen anyone this year square him up off the dribble. Ituka off to a fast start for Marist.
He owns all 4 of the Foxes' points. Thomason with it. Now for Cintron, faking the handoff. Picked up defensively by Eno, shooting over Eno, batted out, and it is swatted to the Marist bench by Harasmi.
Once again, Marist is not doing a good job on the glass right now. The Purple Eagles are beating them to the spot. They need to do a better job of blocking out and releasing to the basketball.
That's interesting you bring that up, because Niagara is 11th in the league in rebound margin, giving up 2.6 less a game than their opponents. The Foxes are just about even. This is Hammond off the move and hits for 2.
That is his game. Just a silky smooth left-handed jumper, knocked it down from about 17 feet.
Number 2 scorer in the MAC, 17.8. He trails Jose Perez by a 1.5-point margin. Jones into the lineup, working on Iorio. Had good numbers against this team last year. Harasmi for the extra give up. Selle, who hit a big 3 late in the ball game the other night, has missed his first 2 shots.
Yeah, another good look there for Sam, just too short off the front iron.
Here's Hammond. Hammond's had a stellar career up at Niagara, backing in Iorio, and he got a lot of room given there by Selle.
Nice job there by Iorio again with that left hand. Got the jump hook to go down inside.
Iorio will come in averaging 8.8 a game, best rebounder of the team, a little over 6. He took up for right, frees up, straight look. Iorio on the clear.
Right, it's just a little off balance there on that curl. Rushed that 17-footer just a little bit.
Foxes in the opening part of this game, 2 for 6 from the field. Hammond dancing and shooting. Picked up by Harasmi, the leading board maker on the team. Ituka leaving it for right. To the tin he goes, using window.
Nice job there by Ricardo Wright off the bounce. That's where he's expanded his game in this sophomore campaign. He's a lot better going to the goal off the bounce.
What I liked about his game the other night, he didn't get down, Steve. He was 6 of 17 from the field, but he contributed on the glass, and he had a positive assist to turnover ratio.
Yeah, he did, and he made most of his shots again off the bounce.
Thomason quickly out to Brown, comes through the lane, scoops and misses. And another rebound. It appeared for Niagara, but picked up by a hustling Harasmi.
Yeah, nice job by Harasmi running down that rebound.
Here's Ituka, took a little bit of a bump, got it off, and the finish by Jones.
An excellent assist there by Joe Ituka. He was going downhill and could have been, the foul was probably, should have been called, but really nice dish.
And equally, another nice basket scored there by Thomason.
Thomason, I like his game off the bounce. Again, he is strong when he takes it to the rim.
4 times this year he scored 20 or more in a game. So we haven't had a lot of whistles. We're scheduled for immediate timeout, and now we finally get one at the 13:22 mark. And we will pick up the call when we come back. It's all tied up at 8. Red Foxes in Niagara meeting for the first time this year here in Poughkeepsie. Early going of this one, we are tied up at 8, Niagara and Marist, as we take a look at each of the coaches participating tonight. There's young Greg Paulus. He's one of the youngest coaches in Division I, one of the top 5 in that category, and he is building a program there, 32 and 43 overall, 3-3 against the Foxes, former great point guard at Duke under Mike Krzyzewski, and then went to Syracuse and played a little football. In fact, he did really well, threw for over 2,000 yards in his graduate year. For John Dunn and his team, they are surrounded by their assistant coaches, Dilip Bhatia, Dorian Long, and Drew Metz. And you look at John's record here against Niagara while he's been here in Poughkeepsie. He's got a winning record of 4-3. Play back in. The foul was called on Sam Iorio. First foul called here on Niagara on the defensive end. Right, the release, swish.
Nice job there by Ricardo Wright. He is one of the best three-point shooters in the conference. He struggled on Saturday night. That's a good sign for the Foxes.
You know, right in the back of his head, Steve, and you're a former shooter. Didn't play well in that playoff game last year. He's 1 of 11 from the field. You think he's thinking about that a little bit of redemption?
Yeah, I think you always want redemption when you struggle against a particular team. Nice block there from Jordan Jones going straight up.
Guacamenza rescued the ball. Now to Mackey, a freshman, shooting and hitting on a 3.
Nice job from Mackey. He just rose up from beyond the arc, buried it from distance.
He's out of Grayson, Georgia, attended the Skill Academy in Georgia back last year, and then enrolled early at Niagara. 11-11 are the numbers. Jones looking for another opportunity, this time spinning, going up with the left hand, curling it in.
Nice job again from Jordan Jones. Just a really nice piece of footwork there inside by Jones.
So the Foxes bring in Harris and Bell during that timeout to join Jones as well as Wright. And Harassme all over Hammond. That's his guard tonight. And there you see the matchup right there as Hammond goes by using window and scoring.
That's just a crafty play by Marcus Hammond off the bounce. Got to go down high off the window from about 7 feet.
Hammond's had some big games this year. He had a great game against their rival, Canisius. He had 28 points in that game. A couple of years ago, as a sophomore, he had 36, a career high number against Quinnipiac. Inside-outside game, and Bell pulls in the circle for 2, missed it badly.
Bell has been struggling all season long, unfortunately, from the perimeter. That was a good look, though. He just shot it too hard.
Hammond, the number 2 scorer in the MAC. He's tied for 5th in 3-point percent. Shandon Brown is checked in as well. He wears number 12, transfer from GW a few years back. Hammond with the pull-up. rebound off to Jones. Hammond really struggled against Niagara. He had only 8 points on Saturday. It's Wright, and Wright wants to put it up, and he is called an offensive foul.
That was a late call. John Dunn didn't like it. There was another good take from Ricardo Wright, but offensive foul called on Wright. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
We have played exactly 9 minutes. Just the way we were at the first media timeout. We're tied again, this time at 13. Boys, a spirited battle between these two clubs, Niagara and Marist, at 13 each. And again, just 11 minutes left here in the opening half as we look at the updated standings. There's only one other game going on tonight. We'll keep an eye on that for you. Canisius is at Fairfield, but Iona is in the driver's seat by 2 games over Siena and St. Peter's. Siena starting to come on of late.
Yeah, Siena has played a lot of close games lately. They just won a big one on the road in overtime against Ryder by 1 point. But yes, the Saints are playing well late in the season.
That's Greg Paulus, the head coach of Niagara, former point guard at Duke. We were talking to him about what did you learn from Coach K? Yeah. And basically he had a lot to say, but he was talking about taking a series at a time. He's incorporated that into his coaching philosophy.
Well, and I think that's what you have to do. Your Fairfield, inexplicably, they just played very, very poorly on Saturday afternoon. Got beat by 20, and you just got to put that game aside and focus on this one. They're all very, very important at this stage of the season.
Sure are. As Bell picked up the foul, it's Brown out there along with Mackey, Greg Guacamensa, and driving hard is Mackey, pinned on the glass by Jones. But coming back to get it is Mackey, and he's got a quick 5 off the bench.
And again, the Foxes, after a great block by Jordan Jones, they are just not quick to the basketball right now. The Purple Eagles are just quicker, have a nose for the ball early on.
Here's Bell at the step out on the right wing. Sullivan is in the lineup for the first time in this game. It's been slow coming back, getting rid of the rust after missing 6 games. He'll tee up a 3, and he's got it. He hit a big 3 in that second half against Canisius.
He did, yeah. Raheem Sullivan, he's capable from distance. Squared his shoulders, set his feet, and buries it from distance.
Steve, he's improved in that number. 39% this year. Last year, he was at 26%. Yes. That's a big improvement.
Yeah. Big jump. Got an offensive foul block call. On the
Guacamensa.
Purple Eagles. Yes, it's on Guacamensa.
Put his shoulder into Rasmi and kind of dislodged him.
Going to take a second look at it here. And you see, that's one of the more obvious block calls.
Steve, that was the Super Bowl last night.
That was. Guacamensa, he didn't like it, but that was an obvious one.
He's a graduate student. They have 5 graduate students on this Niagara ball club. So it is Harassme, Jones, Harris in with Bell, and Sullivan. It's Harris kicking back for Jones, puts it on the deck, moves in, and scores.
Now that's a great assist there by the freshman Harris. Jordan Jones with that silky smooth jump hook off the window.
He has been scoring of late, especially from the three-point district, but also you don't see the intangibles. He's a great rebounder, and now he's got a great assist-to-turnover ratio.
Yeah, he just continues to improve each and every game.
That's a pull-up by Hammond. Good defense by Harassme, wrestled down by Bell.
Yeah, it's a really good closeout there by Matt Harassme.
Bell looking for a seam, going up, scoring.
Nice job there by Braden Bell off the bounce. That's a quick take going to the goal.
So Bell had missed badly on one of his first shots, but comes back off the dribble penetration. The Foxes by 5. Sullivan sticking with Thomason. Now the step out and a 3 missed there by Iorio. Good box out that time by Harris.
Really good box out there by Harris on the weak side.
Jones calling for the ball. He'll back it down, spin left hand, just rolled off.
Just short-armed that a little bit. That was another really good move there by Jordan Jones on the low block.
And a long distance Jay, only caught air by Mackey, and he hears it from the crowd. Sullivan going the other way. Sullivan, kick out Jones, I should say Bell, to the lane, rimmed out, but a foul, and we'll see who will pick it up. If it's on Iorio, that will be his second, and it is.
Yeah, that was on Iorio. Good take there by Braden Bell. We're going to take a second look at it here. Braden was mad at himself. He didn't get this to go down, but that, again, that's a quick first step, and you see Iorio there just with a little bit of contact. That was a tough call on the Purple Eagles. There really wasn't much there as Bell shoots 2.
Fox is trying to build on this 7-0 run, make it 8-0 run. And Steve, after a slow start shooting the rock, they've made 7 of their last 9 field goal attempts.
Yeah, they're shooting the ball very, very well. But Marist has been a good shooting team, Dean, for most of the season. You know, in the MAC, they're second. They shoot over 44%. That's second in the conference. So they, as Bell knocks both free throws down, that's really a strong suit. They've got a lot of different players that can score the basketball.
They're #1 in the conference in what is called effective field goal percent. And what that is, that's your 2-point field goal percent. That also is aided by your 3-point shots that go in. That's great out of the 11 teams in the league.
Yes.
Brown looking for somebody to throw it to. Enter it there for Iorio. Oh, and we got another foul. Is it Iorio? Because he was the one intended for the pass. And that is his third. And we go to media timeout. 7:41 left here in the opening half. That's big. Iorio, their leading rebounder, goes to the bench with 3 personal fouls.
We believe that whatever you do, you should do it with all of your heart. That before you can fly, you need to be encouraged to spread your wings. That having a few great professors can make all the difference. That while pursuing a degree fit for the 21st century, you should learn a little about yourself too. And that feeling prepared can take you places you never thought you'd go. Are you ready to feel the power of Niagara University?
Is back in Atlantic City. The 2022 Hercules Tires MAC Basketball Championships return March 8th through the 12th. Experience Atlantic City with action-packed college basketball, world-class hotels, entertainment, high-end dining, and sports betting. For tickets, visit boardwalkhall.com today.
It begins with our mission and values, a culture of innovation and collaboration. Achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice, developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Monday night here on the campus of Marist College in Poughkeepsie, a MAC battle, 22-15. Red Foxes lead it, and our astute crew was working today overtime and came up with this nugget. And you look at it, Hammond and Thomason account for 41% of the Purple Eagles offense. For the Foxes, you see the studious Ricardo right there along with João Ituka. They account for 42% of the offense. You look up now, Marist has gotten 9 from their duo. Niagara's gotten 6 from their duo. Foxes lead it by 7.
Hey, both guard tandems are very, very talented and heavily relied on.
Possession to the Foxes, Sullivan and Harris. Javon Cooley just came in first time. There is Bell working baseline, and he shot it over top the basket. So the key is when we went to break, Iorio, their top rebounder, went out with 3 personal fouls. How's that impact him, Steve?
Oh, that's big because he's their leading rebounder and he can score the basketball as well.
And he's a veteran on this team. Cintron. Oh, he tucked it inside. Beautiful feed there for Guacamenza.
Yeah, that's a really nice interior pass to Guacamenza. 1-3-1 now. Again, second time in a row by the Purple Eagles.
This is ironic because we talked to Greg Pauls about this about 45 minutes ago. We said Marist had problems going against his own, and he said to us, a 1-3-1?
Yeah, well, everybody scouts each other. They watch a lot of film, and you know, that happened, of course, during the Siena game when Marist really didn't adjust to the 1-3-1, and that really hurt them in the second half.
Hammond for Cintron, looked inside. He gallops inside, shoots it over Eno. No good. Eno with a standstill rebound. 6:22 left here in the first half. Bell being patient. Sullivan for Cooley. Deep 3. Almost got the friendly roll. Brought out there by Thomason. He's out of Houston, Texas. He actually started his career at Houston Baptist. Runs it up. No good. Cintron for the clear.
Once again, Marist is just late to the basketball off the boards. They're not doing a good job of corralling these rebounds.
Thomason with it. Harris. Now for Cintron, pushing up a 3. And up to get it is Bell. So the Foxes do get that carom. Now it's Harris to lead them out. Foxes coming off a 1-point win against Canisius. And then last Tuesday night, they beat Monmouth on the road by 25. It's Harris. He wasn't totally set. And now it's Hammond to bring his team to the forecourt.
Yeah, Harris rushed that one just a little bit.
Here's a foul in the post. Bell was inside, engaged that time with Guacamenza. And it's Bell's personal foul. You look at Hammond's numbers coming into this game, Steve. 1,290 career points. 24th all time. And he's a guy that wasn't really recruited heavily. Came out of Cardozo High School down there in Queens. And boy, was he a find for the Niagara program.
Just a great find. He's been one of my favorite players in the MAC. Yeah. He is just, well, he's silky smooth, but he can shoot threes. But I like his mid-range game, kind of a forgotten art in today's basketball. He can knock shots down from the mid-range as well.
9 times this year he scored 20 or more in a game. He got off to the quick start. He's been a little quiet since. This is Thomason, the first-year player for Greg Paulus. Shot clock's at 12. We're a little over 5 minutes remaining in the half. That smooth left-hander sends the shot up. Big rebound, corralled inside his body there by Jones.
Yeah, nice rebound there in traffic by Jones.
Here's Wright trying to get through the lane, takes a heavy spill. While we were in that media timeout, I was watching Ricardo Wright. He was being attended to by the Marist trainer, Jeff Carter. It looked like he was flexing his left hand a little bit.
Yeah, they need a healthy Ricardo Wright, that's for sure. He has been such a big part of their offense this entire season.
Brown picks up the foul, and Niagara now with 6. Here's Ituka stepping out for 3.
Nice job there. Good handoff by Jordan Jones. Set a decent screen for Ituka, who buried it from distance.
How about Ituka has taken over the lead in 3-point percent on the team, a sizzling 46%.
Yeah, he doesn't take a lot of threes, but when he takes them, as you mentioned, Dean, just doing a great job as a Foul's been called there on Guacamenza, just warding off Sam Selle. Marist basketball.
So Guacamenza has gotten 2 on the offensive end.
Yes.
Illegal screen earlier on Harassme, and then taking care there of Selle. So the Foxes will get it back after the made 3 by the Red Foxes' Jao Ituka. They lead it by 8. It's Ituka and Wright, Cooley, Jones, and Selle on the floor. Going against that zone. Long lead inside. That's a gorgeous look by Wright.
That is a great time there by Ricardo Wright. And Jordan Jones went up to get that pass, knocked it down high off the window.
So, Steve, the other night, he was 2 of 8 from the field. And we were saying, what's wrong with him? They were all a little bit short. We're so used to him making 4 out of 5 shots. Here's Hammond misguiding that one. Rebound to Selle. So it's great that they're going inside to Jones.
They have to find him. He loves playing against Niagara, as Ituka does a nice job. That was a great block, though, by Niagara.
It was, that's for sure. Now they go the other way. Traore is the guy that blocked it. Outlet for Cintron. Cintron played steadily by Ituka, couldn't get it off against a shorter opponent. Brown, kick out. Now they go the other way. Hammond, on him is Selle. Fox is enthused from the bench, and it dropped.
Off the bounce there by Marcus Hammond. That is a terrific move going to the goal.
So he's got 6 points, 3 of 8 shooting. He's taken 8 of their 26 shots already. Right, jab stepping a couple times. We're at the 3:10 mark. Red Fox is holding a lead of 8. Here's Jones leaning on a left. Kick out to Hammond. Ituka tries to stay with him. And again, Hammond was coveted that time on defense.
That was just a great closeout, under control there by Jao Ituka.
My partner's favorite term, closeout. I love it. Ituka, hesitation, the up fake, denied, right, long distance look.
It's a really good pass there by Jao Ituka. He didn't force it. Ricardo Wright had an excellent look, just shot it too hard off the back iron.
Both teams need a break. As Niagara was going up the court, they were looking back at Paulus, and he said, yeah, let's get a timeout here because it's a little bit tiring. This has been a hectic pace. 2:35 left in the opening half. Foxes are holding a lead of 8 here at home. Watching?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to our coverage on ESPN3. You see last year, not a good thing for Marist. They lost for the 2nd straight year to this Niagara program in the first round of the playoffs, 67-62. Marist actually went in as the 4 seed, played the 5 seed Niagara. Raheem Sullivan, he was a Marist killer during his career, had 17 in that game, elected not to play basketball this year up at Niagara. He's still going to school there, but not going to play here for Greg Paulus in his final year. And then you saw earlier at the bottom about Jones. Jones has had a nice career against Niagara, and here in the first half, he's got 8 points for the Foxes.
Yeah, 4 for 6 from the field. Jordan Jones for whatever reason, he really enjoys playing against Niagara.
Marist shooting 48% from the field. Niagara just 33%. They have missed 6 of their last 7 shots. Traore with it. 1 drink of water. Good player for them. He'll get just about 9 minutes a game. Hammond will flip it deep corner. Cintron. Again, Iorio, their top rebounder, out for the last several minutes. Here is Thomason. Shot clock expiring. Goes off the head that time of Ito.
That's a good defensive sequence there by the Foxes.
Foxes now pushing from right to left here in the opening half. Selle will line up a 3.
Nice job there from Sam Selle. Again, when Selle has his feet set, he's squared, he can do some damage from deep.
And it was a real tight game the other night. Marist worked the ball around the horn. Selle was in that left corner and gave him the lead for good in the final minutes.
Yeah, that was a huge 3-ball there.
Hammond got clipped by Harasmi off that little up fake, as Matt has done a good job again on Hammond. First one on him, 5th on the team.
Yeah, it's really a good shot fake there by Hammond. Here it is again, little step back, creating some space. And then you see Harasmi fouling Hammond. Hammond's an 81% free throw shooter. That's 6th in the MAC. And you just see how silky smooth he is when he shoots the basketball. Just perfect backspin. He's got a really nice follow through. He is the whole package on the offensive end.
You know, Steve, he put some pounds on since last year. He's built up his frame a little bit. He came in last year at about 160. He's 173 is what he's listed at this year. So he drops in 2, so it's 30-21. Foxes by 9 now. Here's pressure coming from the Purple Eagles. Ituka picked up there by Mackey, goes right by him, kind of guides him with his left hand. Now Ituka looks to take him off the dribble, stopped, whips it out, Harasmi. They stumble, and it's picked up by Hammond. Back defensively is Wright, and Hammond missed it. I think Wright going underneath him kind of took his mind off of it. Ituka going the other way. Now for Wright. They are joined out there by Jones, Selle, and Harasmi. It's Wright, about a 16-footer.
Good look there from Ricardo Wright. I know he's mad at himself there. You can see his facial expression. Just shot it too short off the front iron from about 16 feet.
Julian Mackey looking inside. Traore. Oh, good defense by Selle on the anticipation.
Yeah, it was really good weak side help there from Sam Selle.
Ituka to the rim. And a shooting foul will put Ituka at the line. Trying to pick it up with Levniak. He just got into the game, Steve Levniak. And that will put them now up to 18 fouls.
We're going to take a second look. In transition here, that's João Ituka. He is just special off the bounce, shoots 2 for Marist.
As he hits the first one, you look at his free throw numbers over the last period of time, Steve. He is shooting 78% at the line. He'll take 5 free throw attempts a game.
Well, he puts such pressure on the defense as he knocks down 2. He is going to live at the foul line, and he has been doing really well from there all season long.
And it is Thomason hacked in the act by Wright. He'll shoot 2. Niagara, when you look at their shooting numbers this year, they're 5th in the conference at 73.4%. They average about 16 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah, it was a late call there, but Matt Potter, he was right on the call. I think Wright did clip Thomason on the wrist. He shoots 2 for the Purple Eagles.
And they'll get right out of the lineup now with 35.9 seconds left with 2 fouls. Harris will come in. So Thomason missed on the first one, 71% true at the line. Number 4 in the league in assists. He's really surprised a lot of people. As I mentioned, the transfer from Butler Community College out there in Kansas. Short again. Selle will pick it up. 5-second differential, game clock and shot clock here at the end of the first half. Ituka gets instructions from Coach John Dunn in his 4th year.
Foxes are going to be patient here. Take the shot clock down.
Lebniak, a good defender, matches up on Ituka, and he puts two hands out in front of him and shoves him, and I will put Ituka back to the line.
Yeah, Lebniak cannot guard João Ituka when he
Not
goes.
a lot of people can. Steve.
No, I mean, we have not seen anyone really consistently square him up all season long because of that quick first step. And again, his physicality going to the hoop, you just don't see it much in the MAC as Ituka knocks down the first free throw.
I saw him out in the hallway after the game Saturday night. I was congratulating him. I said, you know, give a shout out to your parents and your brother. You did? I go, they were watching, right? He goes, oh, definitely. He had a great game, 22 points. When you look at it, 9 of 14 from the field. He made 3 of 4 at the line. And as I mentioned earlier, again, named MAC Rookie of the Week for the 6th time.
6th time. That is amazing. At this juncture of the season, Ituka goes 1 for 2.
Final 13 seconds here of the half. Down by a dozen, Niagara. Hammond, played by Erasmi, hoists it over. Erasmi missed it, goes out of bounds. Foxes will get it with 2.8 left.
Again, that is another great closeout by Erasmi. He made that 3-ball attempt by Hammond very, very difficult.
So you look at Hammond's numbers, 3 of 11, Steve, in the first half. He's got the 8 points, but he's missed from distance 3 times.
Yes. When he's closed out, hey, percentages go down. When Hammond is left open, he is going to knock shots down.
So they were told just kill the clock here at the end of the half off the inbound. And the Foxes will take a 12-point lead to the locker room with some great shooting here in the first half as they knocked down 48% of the shots, but they were 4 of 9 on triples for 44%. At the break, it's Veras 33, Niagara 21. We'll be back with our halftime entertainment right after this. Here at halftime, Red Foxes lead at home over Niagara 33-21. As we take a look at some of the numbers here in the first half, and you can see the Foxes shooting 48%, Niagara at 30%. Niagara not shooting the rock at all from three-point distance, Steve, 1 of 8.
Oh, that's really hurt them. That's a big part of their overall scheme. in the half court. When Marist, we talked about it in the first half, when Marist closes out the perimeter, makes the shots from three-point range a lot more difficult. Marist has to continue to do that in the second half.
Did a good job at the free throw line. They made 5 of 6. John Dunn won't be happy about the rebounding number, getting outboarded by 4. And a lot of those were early in the first 7 minutes of the game. But the Fox only turned it over 3 times here in the first half. We get a look at some of the highlights. And again, Red Foxes played pretty good defense overall.
That's a really nice play there by Iorio. He went out with 3 personals. That really hurt the Purple Eagles. And here's Jowie Tukas. He's just so strong. Again, good piece of footwork, taking the basketball to the rim. And here's Hammond again, quick crossover, step back, creating some space for himself. That's just a big time individual effort there from Marcus Hammond.
And Hammond, he got a lot of shots up. He didn't make a lot, 3 for 11. And again, as I mentioned earlier, from distance, he was 0 for 3. Iorio only got to play 9 minutes, 3 personal fouls in the first period of time there, and that hurts Niagara's chances, especially on the glass. And he's really good. He's really a veteran type of offensive player as well. Let's take a look now and review Steve's game keys. And I know your first one, Steve, for Niagara was limit the penetration by Ituka. Didn't do a great job on that.
No, they really have not done a great job on that, but we haven't seen much of that, frankly, through most of the season. Jowie Tuka has been really good with the basketball in his hands and established Hammond early. Hammond does have 8 points, but he's just 3 for 11 from the field. So Marist has done a pretty good job on Hammond. For Marist, we talked about containing the second leading scorer in the conference. Again, Hammond does have 8 points, but needed 11 shots on 3 for 11 shooting. Stay balanced offensively. 6 Red Foxes have scored in the first half, so they have been balanced on that end of the floor. Marist needs to continue that in the second half.
Yeah, you mentioned about Hammond. He had 8 points just the other day against Fairfield in 14 shots. Here, he's taken 11 shots already, and he's got the 8 points to equal that number. Halftime, 33-21. Red Foxes lead it on a Monday night here on the campus of Marist College. It's in Poughkeepsie, New York, and we'll be back with some more video highlights right after this. Red Foxes lead the Purple Eagles of Niagara. First meeting this season, 33-21. We talked earlier before we went to break about Marcus Hammond being one of the premier players in the league. We'll take a look at some of the video highlights. And he kissed one off the glass early in this one.
Oh, he can go off the bounce. He's really a great player. You see the step back there just inside the arc. He had 8 points, 3 for 11 from the field. This is what I like about his game, though. He can go off the bounce around a great player in Matt Harasmi, and just a really soft touch there off the window from Hammond. And here he is again, just a quick crossover there on Sele, and gets that little teardrop to go down inside. But again, Marist held him to 3 for 11 shooting. For Marist Jowie Tuka, we've seen this all season long. He's just so physical when he goes to the goal. He was 3 for 4 from the field. That's a really nice three ball there from Jowie Tuka. He is, when he expands his game, although he has more recently, this is a great pass here. And then he takes it, just a quick crossover. This was a great move. Puts it up with his left hand off the window. That was a smooth move there from Ituka. But we've talked about it all season, Dean. It's been very difficult to square up Jowie Ituka. 10 points for the freshman in the first half.
He's got a great chance, obviously, of winning Rookie of the Year. That's for sure when they hand out the awards in Atlantic City in early March. And again, got it 6th time today named MAC Rookie of the Week. His performances last week where he averaged 23.5 points, 5.5 boards, and 3 assists a game, and shot 64%. Well, I got a chance. Let's take a look at the MAC standings. We had touched on them earlier. Up there at the upper half, it was Iona, Siena, St. Peter's. At the bottom, though, these games are so important. Like you look at the Red Foxes, they come into this game at 5-9, and they are currently tied with Manhattan. They got Manhattan in the building next week. You look at Canisius right now. Canisius on the road after losing by 1 to Marist, had to go over to Bridgeport, play Fairfield. Fairfield leads them by 9 in the first half.
Yeah, the games are critically important now, but if you look at the 4th place team, Monmouth, they have 6 losses. They're 8-6, so the last 6-7 games, most teams have at least 6 left. I mean, it's going to be critically important for seeding. You know, the tournament down in Atlantic City, I mean, every game can be the difference between 1, 2, even in some cases, if it maps out how it is now, Dean, some cases 2, 1 game, you can go up as many as 2 rungs in the standings. So these games are all very, very important.
Head-to-head competition, very important. When we come back, we'll throw it in to start the second half. Foxes lead it by 12 here at home. Well, the Foxes this year, when they lead at the break, are 8-3. They had to come back from a deficit the other night. They were down 3 at halftime, but during that second half early, they got down 10 to Canisius, and that was the 5th time under John Dunn they battled back from a double-digit deficit.
Yeah, they did not get off to a good start 2 nights ago in the second half, but they battled back and got it done by 1 point.
There you see the graphic. Back in 19, a couple of those games. Manhattan back in 20 and in 21 against BU. What a game that was when Ituka went off for 34, and then Canisius the other night. Ready to go here in the second half. Again, thank you for joining us as the Foxes look to improve 11-13 overall, but more importantly, they want to get that 6th win in the conference. And here at home this year, they've only won 2 of their first 7 in MAC home games. Iorio gets the start, even though he only played 9 minutes in the first half with the 3 fouls. That's Hammond, 3 of 11 from the field. Harassme wearing on him. Thomason with it will pull up inside the circle.
That's a nice play by Thomason. I like his mid-range game. Knocked it down from about 17 feet.
He comes in averaging 10.3 a game. He had a great game against Quinnipiac earlier this year when he had 21 points. Ituka starting out here for the Foxes as he did at the beginning of the game. Works his way inside, rolled off, and a rebound to Iorio.
It's a good look there by Ituka. Just shot it a little bit too hard off the glass.
It's Thomason with it. Thomason warded off Ituka, and he's called for it.
Yep, that was really a good call there. Whenever you lower your shoulder, and he did ward him off a bit with his offhand as well, as the Purple Eagles go 3/4 court press, 2-2-1.
They threw some pressure against Maris in that first half. They handled it pretty well. Right to bring it up against Thomason. Got him on his hip. Stops. Brings out to Ituka. On him is Hammond. Ituka now will go. A little bit of hesitation, and he just couldn't convert.
Just didn't convert that one. Usually, Ituka puts that away.
This is Brown for 3. Missed it off the dish that time by Hammond, but then Cintron is interfered with by Selle.
Yeah, Sam just did not grab the basketball off the board there, and unfortunately then committed the personal foul, and Braden Bell is going to take Sam Selle out of the game.
He gets the quick hook. And John Dunn just was upset with that particular play, and Bell is in. Bell played pretty well in that first half. This is Thomason again. So the story on him is he went to Houston Baptist for a year, then he transferred to Butler, and now at Niagara. Iorio will clear it for Thomason. That one did not find the mark, and Eno for the rip down. Wright, Eno, Ituka, Harassme in there. It's Wright swerving his way to the basket with an and one.
Nice job there by Ricardo Wright. Once again, off the bounce. He took the contact, little teardrop from about 6 feet. Here it is again. He received a good screen there from Victor Eno, and that was a difficult shot there by Ricardo Wright. He's on the line for a possible conventional 3-point play.
So he's got 7, make it 8. Maris shoots again well at the free throw line. They've made 6 of 7 here tonight, and they lead it by 13. Went into this game a 4.5-point favorite against a team that's knocked them out of the playoffs each of the last 2 years. Brown with it. Thomason will work left, come back to the middle. Iorio defended by Bell. To Hammond, repost, Iorio inside, blocked by Eno, who got a piece.
Really good interior defense, and there's a technical foul called on Iorio, who did not like the non-call, as it were, and the technical was called on Iorio.
And now he's got 4 fouls. That goes as a personal foul.
Yeah, he's got 4 now, and he's still talking. His teammates really need to tell him to calm down so he doesn't get another one.
So Ituka will toe the line for the Foxes, where he's made 3 out of 4, making 4 out of 5. So Iorio, obviously he's disturbed from the first half where he didn't get a lot of PT, and now he gets an early technical here in the second half. 2 by Ituka, and the lead has grown to 5.
Foxes now up by 15 points, and they, of course, get the basketball out of bounds now after the two-shot technical.
So, Wright, Ituka on the floor along with Eno, Bell, and Harasmi.
1-3-1 now in the half court.
We saw that earlier in the first half. Ituka to Bell. Now off to Wright. 15 on the shot clock. Ituka handles the ball about 36% of the possession time that they have. Off to Bell, long distance money.
Yeah, good two-man game there. Nice assist from Ituka. Splash three ball by Bell. Timeout. Niagara.
Yeah, Niagara has to take a timeout. They're down by 18 as the Foxes open up a big lead into the second half. And we'll be back with more coverage right after this.
At Niagara University, we believe that whatever you do, you should do it with all of your heart. That before you can fly, you need to be encouraged to spread your wings. That having a few great professors can make all the difference. That while pursuing a degree fit for the 21st century, you should learn a little about yourself too. And that feeling prepared can take you places you never thought you'd go. Are you ready to feel the power of Niagara University?
Is back in Atlantic City. The 2022 Hercules Tires MAC Basketball Championships return March 8th through the 12th. Experience Atlantic City with action-packed college basketball, world-class hotels, entertainment, high-end dining, and sports betting. For tickets, visit boardwalkhall.com today.
It begins with our mission and values, a culture of innovation and collaboration. Achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice, developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Marist Athletics is celebrating Black History Month this month as we take a look back at some of the great student athletes of the past. Our first feature is Bo Ahikieya, and he is Marist's all-time leading rusher. He played from 05 through 09. All-time leader in touchdown makes, and all-time leader, as I said, in yards gained on the ground. And on the women's side, Fifi Camara, what a player she was, Steve, and we remember her.
Yeah, she was a tremendous player here for Brian Georges. What a scorer Camara was.
So it's Hammond going inside, last second delivery to Guacamenza, and Eno with that upper body strength just takes it away.
Yeah, that's a really good rebound there by Victor Eno in traffic.
There's Ituka pushing one up, a little bit of a force, kept alive by Eno, and then throws it off the body of the defender. They ping-pong it around a little bit, and Iorio comes up with it. Thomason, Iorio stays out there. He picked up the technical, which then was his fourth personal foul. Now to Guacamenza, he's going to tee up a three and hits it.
Nice job there by Guacamenza. Braden Bell just a little late on that closeout.
Shouldn't be surprised, Steve. He's made now 9 of 13 on the year. He's hovering around 62%.
Yeah, he's more than capable shooting it from distance.
Harasmi off the curl, right, square, shoots, misses.
Good shot there. That's Ricardo Wright's shot, usually from 15 feet. Just knocked it too hard off the back iron.
There's Guacamenza trying his luck for the second straight time.
Just like that, after 2 3 balls by Guacamenza, It's just a 12-point game. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
And just like that, the Foxes had an enormous lead earlier of 18, sliced down to 12 off 2 makes by Greg Guacamenza.
Welcome back to McCann Arena. Greg Guacamenza with 2 big threes for the Purple Eagles. All of a sudden, the 18-point lead is cut down to 12. Here's another great 3-ball by Guacamenza. Foxes need to get into his sternum, make him put the ball on the floor. But 2 great 3-balls. Purple Eagles right back in it.
I had mentioned that he's a graduate student in his 5th year. Back his freshman year against the Foxes, he dropped 15 points. At that time, it was his career high. So he's come up with a couple big 3-pointers. He took it down. John Dunn was forced to call the timeout. Erasmi whips it back to Ituka. Shot clock at 14. There's a wide open Bell for 3.
It's a good-looking shot there by Bell. Nice pass by Ituka. The Foxes could not get it to go down.
Foxes are 5 for 11 on 3-point attempts in the ball game. 8 for 20 the other night against Canisius. It's Iorio. He's going to try a 3. Bangs off the window hard. Now in transition, Wright. Wright looks inside, and it is mishandled there by Jones. Now it's Mackey. He'll teardrop it, and it's a quick one and done.
That was a good shot there in transition by Mackey. Just shot it too hard off the back iron.
Here's Ituka going to the rim. Missed it. Jones put back.
Nice job there by Jones, trailing the play there, anticipating that miss. Got the easy putback to go down.
Double digits for Jones with 10. His season high 14 in the first game of the year back in November at American University. Thomason. Now Thomason, beautiful up and under.
That is a great take there by Thomason. That was a quick first step going to the goal. Kissed it high off the board.
Thomason 3 of 8 from the field. He's got 6 points. And he comes in averaging 10.3 a game. Right, played by Hammond, using the screen by Jones. Entered it. Beautiful entry and a roll in by Jones, but give Wright the big assist.
Yeah, that's a terrific assist there from Ricardo Wright. That was a tough pass in traffic to Jordan Jones, who put it away inside.
So now he is up to 12 points and a couple dimes for Wright. Maris again by 14. Biggest lead in the game was early part of the second half by 18. That was sliced down to 12. Now it's Iorio trying to establish on Jones. Couldn't turn the corner. And the ball deflected by Ituka. Comes out to Iorio, 2 on the shot clock. He's forced to take the 3.
That's another good defensive sequence there by the Foxes.
So Wright with the basketball, getting Hammond in the air a little bit, goes on the baseline, fades with the J, and it's picked up there by Iorio.
That's a tough shot there, fade away on the baseline by Ricardo Wright.
There's Hammond, so quick with the basketball. And that's rejected off the arm of Mackey. It's a rush out by Ituka with the finish.
That is a great play in transition by João Ituka. You talk about going downhill. No one's going to step in front of him on that play. That's just a wonderful take to the basket by Ituka.
That looked like the finish of a Kentucky Derby as he got out there in the home stretch. 47-31, Foxes by 16. Ituka with 14 to lead Marist. And here's a heave by Thomason.
Nice job there by Thomason. He just rose up. That was well beyond the arc. Buried it from distance.
Just like that, he's got 9 points here in the ball game. With 12 and a half left in the second half, Marist leads by 13. Zone played again by Niagara. Bell trying to screen for Ituka. Sets up right, 3, bingo.
Nice assist there from João Ituka. Wonderful vision. Wright was wide open in the corner. Niagara was late on that 3 ball. He took full advantage, buried it.
So Ituka's up to 4 official assists now and 11 points for Wright.
Yes, that's really a nice improvement in that area by João Ituka. His vision has really improved in the last couple weeks.
Bullying his way to the basket was Iorio. He tries to save, having all kinds of problems. Wright comes over to tie him up. Arrow, Foxes.
Good help defense there from Ricardo Wright. It'll be Marist basketball when we return. Dean, we've got a timeout on the floor.
16-point lead for the Foxes after they were tested just moments ago when it got down to 12. 11:49 left, second half.
At Niagara University, we believe that whatever you do, you should do it with all of your heart. That before you can fly, you need to be encouraged to spread your wings. That having a few great professors can make all the difference. That while pursuing a degree fit for the 21st century, you should learn a little about yourself too. And that feeling prepared can take you places you never thought you'd go. Are you ready to feel the power of Niagara University?
The MAC is back in Atlantic City. The 2022 Hercules Tires MAC Basketball Championships return March 8th through the 12th. Experience Atlantic City with action-packed college basketball, world-class hotels, entertainment, high-end dining, and sports betting. For tickets, visit boardwalkhall.com today.
It begins with our mission and values. A culture of innovation and collaboration. Achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom. Turning education and theory into practice. Developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Marist leads here at home by 16. You see the numbers, 11:49 left in the second half. Led at the break by 12 as we take a look at the battle of the big men. And how about the game by Jordan Jones for the Foxes? He is on fire.
Oh, he has been really, really good tonight. 6 for 8 from the field, 12 points, got 4 rebounds. Again, we've said it multiple times, he likes playing against Niagara. He has had some really big-time efforts against the Purple Eagles.
Well, last year he averaged 14 and a half against the Eagles in all 3 meetings that Niagara won 2 of those. They won the most important one, the playoff game. But there's Jones, and so far today he's got the 12 points, the 4 boards. Iorio, meanwhile, 4 points and 7 boards in limited time because of foul problems. Ball was knocked free, right, having all kinds of problems, but Mackey pushed him from behind.
Nice aggressive trap there out of the 1-3-1 by the Purple Eagles. The Foxes almost turned the basketball over.
So while we were in break, I was trying to look up Joey Tuca's record, career high for assists. He's got 4. That's a new career high for him. And Mike Ferraro, media relations director for men's basketball and for all sports, came up with that on a text for us.
Yeah, he's right on the case. Mike Ferraro does a tremendous job. Well, as you mentioned, in all sports, but in basketball, just does a wonderful job.
And Mikey is back with us now on a part-time basis, as he and his wife Megan had a baby, Jackson Andrew, earlier back in January. Rebound foul going against Eno.
It was really a good shot fake there by Ricardo Wright. I know he's mad at himself. He shot it right on line. We had a perfect angle just to our right. And when they're off the back iron, team, that means it's really about a ½ inch from going down as a swish. I mean, it was right on line as Raheem Sullivan is now in for Ricardo Wright.
So it's Sullivan along with Sele, Harassme out there, Harris, and Eno. Eno, by the way, that was his first foul. 50-34, Red Foxes lead it by 16. Chayora setting up Guacamenza, who has come to play in the second half.
He really has. Guacamenza there with a nice teardrop. Really good piece of footwork there from Guacamenza.
Here's Sullivan. Sele in front of his own bench, puts it on the deck. Sullivan hit a 3 in that first half. Long hook pass for Harassme. I don't believe he's taken a shot yet. Sele pumping and just missing. And then it goes off the body of a Purple Eagle. Saved by Eno. Here comes Sele.
Oh, for the emphatic flush by Sam Sele coming down the lane. Big time jam there by Sele.
Well, we're going to have to get another look at that, Steve.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was supreme.
And a great pass by Victor Eno. That was a tremendous look by Eno.
And he just kept battling for that loose ball. And there is a foul underneath as they were trying to attack the interior.
Yeah, they got Raheem Sullivan there. That was a good foul by Raheem Sullivan. Will be Niagara basketball out of bounds under. The Purple Eagle was hurt on that play.
Yeah, that's Guacamenza.
It's Guacamenza. He's up. That's a good sign. He's played very, very well in the second half for Niagara.
He had 2 points at halftime. He's got 8 here in the second half. So he will walk gingerly off to his bench. Niagara, after this game, has to get on a bus and go about 6.5 hours up to Niagara Falls to get home. And they will play their arch rival Canisius at Canisius on Saturday afternoon. Chayora got a little bit of space, and the pick there by Eno.
Good team defense there by the Foxes, forcing that turnover.
Here's Harris, quiet so far. Tried to get it to Eno, deflected to Harassme. Now Eno posting up, trying to stay with him. Chayora.
It's a good look there by Victor Eno. Point blank range, just could not get it to go down.
Mackey goes off the fingertips. Traore. Now it's Sele. Push pass. Harassme's official first shot of the game.
Great pass in transition. Sele to Harassme, who put it away in transition. Timeout, Niagara.
Greg Paul is just shaking his head. He's coming off the 20-point defeat on Saturday afternoon at Bridgeport to Fairfield. And now his team again down by 18 here in the second half.
Yeah, Marist has really done a nice job when they've turned Niagara over. They've done a nice job in transition. And you just can't say enough about Marist team defense in the half court. Harassme again has done a nice job dogging Marcus Hammond all over the floor. Baca-Menza has tried to keep them in it. He's played very, very well in the second half, but this has been a really, really good team defensive effort by the Foxes.
And when you look at it, 7 different players have scored for the Foxes. Harassme hadn't taken a shot before that run out there at the end. And we saw some magic earlier from Sam Selle.
We did. This was really a tremendous pass, number 1, and Sam has some hops. That was a really big time jam.
How about that right leg up in the air?
Selle. He can jump. I mean, he's really exciting.
Yeah.
When he gets it in the open floor and he's got a lane to the basket, he is going to hammer it home.
But just think about the camaraderie there of Selle realizing Eno was fighting for the ball, and then he comes right down the middle of the pack and threw it down.
Well, they've shared the basketball. Hey, you can't say enough about Ituka. You just mentioned it, Dean. You know, it's career high 4 assists. John Dunn and his staff have done a nice job with João Ituka. When he sees the floor, he's really almost unguardable. Because no one's been able to take him and guard him one-on-one. You have to double him. The backline people have to check him, and he's got that nice vision. He kicks it out for wide open shots. Ituka's really improved in that area.
To pick up on your point about assists, Marist has handed out 12 dimes on 20 baskets tonight. That's 60%. They are dead last in Division I basketball, averaging only 9 a game. Foxes with help defense coming from Jones, but they get Harassme.
Yeah, they got Harassme there. It's a little bit too much contact. That was a really good play off the bounce by Hammond. He'll shoot 2 for Niagara.
So Hammond, just a quiet game so far. Had the 8 first half points. We haven't heard from him until now.
Again, you just can't say enough about Matt Harassme. I mean, he takes the top offensive player if they are a guard or a forward, and he has done a nice job on Hammond. Again, just 3 field goals.
So to pick up your point again, Steve, we played almost 11 minutes into the second half. That's Hammond's first shot. Doesn't go down as a shot, but he gets 2 free throws out of it. So that tells you what Harassme's done.
Niagara staying in the 1-3-1 zone in the half court.
54-38. Foxes look to attack it. Harris with it. Beautiful blind pass, sets up Selle for the second slam.
The emphatic flush on the baseline for Sam Selle, and a great pass there by Sullivan. Selle hammers his second one home.
And a quick answer there by the Purple Eagles.
Yeah, that's Hammond again with that mid-range game that I love. Marcus Hammond is really good, 15 to 17 feet from the goal.
And he can score in bunches. He's that type of scorer. Sullivan with it, running tempo. Ian Harris in the backcourt. Sullivan puts his head down, goes to the dish, wild shot.
Yeah, that was just off balance there by Raheem Sullivan. Not a good attempt.
8th rebound of the game, Iorio. Sets up Mackey, left corner 3 pocket.
Nice job by Mackey there. Again, the Purple Eagles will not go away. They cut it to 13 at the 8-minute mark.
31% accuracy on the game for the 3-point looks, 5 of 16 for the Eagles. Here's Sullivan with it. Screen comes from Jones, whipped off to Harris. Harris now corner Selle, extra passes. Sullivan to attack, leaving it down for Harris. Harris to the rim, reversing, and Jones tried to tap it out, picked up Cintron. 7:35 left. It's Hammond to the dish, pulling up, hitting.
Nice job by Hammond in transition. Timeout Marist. What a nice run by the Purple Eagles, cutting the deficit to 11 at the 7:29 mark. We've got a timeout on the floor, Dean.
7-0 run by the Eagles to get within 11 with 7:29 left here in the second 20. The finish by Selle 2 times in the second half. He's thrown it down. Early in the ball game, we talked about the dynamic duo from each team as we take a look at one of the graphics. And there you see the comparison coming into the game. Niagara was getting 41% of their offense from Hammond and Thomas, and they have 23 tonight. Marist getting 42% of their offense from Etuka and Wright. They've got 25 tonight combined.
Yeah, both guard tandems critically important. Full court pressure here out of the timeout.
And it's off the knee of Etuka out of bounds. Yeah. So a 7-0 run by Niagara. And Marist was just up by 18. It sliced it to 11, and the ball back to the Eagles.
Quick hands there by the Purple Eagles, knocking it off of Joe Etuka's leg.
Inbound will come. They use a lot of time. They get it into Cintron. Off the curl, Mackey pumping and hitting.
Nice job there by the freshman Mackey. He has got a really nice stroke.
So Julian Mackey scoring here. Wright having all kinds of problems, but they get it to Etuka in the open court. He will dish it out on the left side. Wright will go up. Fell out. Follow Jones.
Nice job there by Jordan Jones, anticipating that miss. Ricardo Wright usually puts that away, but that was very, very good anticipation by Jones.
And Jones is tied a season high at 14. Now it's Hammond with Harris draped on him to pull the string and miss. Long rebound Iorio, and Mackey again. This one fell off.
Tough luck there from Mackey. That was halfway down, popped out.
Right, being dogged by Hammond. The inside feed to Jones to work on Iorio. He knows he's got 4 fouls on him.
Great piece of footwork there by Jordan Jones. That's a tough matchup for Iorio. That basketball has to go back inside on Marist next possession.
Jones up to 16. He's 3 away from tying his career high. Thomason high off the window.
It's a great take to the goal by Thomason. That was over the outstretch, and the Foxes turn it over. Noah Harris, just a bad pass, and giving up the rock to the Purple Eagles.
So Harassme off the inbound. Foxes got very careless there. Harassme saved another turnover, then he got pushed as they were hustling at the midcourt emblem, and a foul on the Purple Eagles. With 5:51 remaining, John Dunn has just called his team over. Obviously, he's upset about the lazy inbound earlier.
Yeah, the lazy inbound. Noah Harris thought he got fouled. That's why he felt he got fouled. That's why he turned it over. But Marist has been a little discombobulated against this full court pressure. You know, their 18-point lead is now down to just 9 points. It'll be the Foxes basketball side out of bounds as head coach Greg Paulus is speaking with the officials right now.
Julian Mackey, that's 2 fouls on him. 5 on the team. Side inbound over on the official scores table side. Etuka, Harris, Jones, Wright, and Harassme. Foxes have seen an 18-point lead cut in half. Harris will pick it up, shoot, miss long, rebound brought away by Hammond.
It's a good look there from Harris, just too hard off the back iron.
Hammond's an excellent rebounder. Iorio, beautiful setup, Cintron.
Yeah, that was good high-low effort there. Cintron puts it away inside.
So it's down to 7, and the Niagara bench is enthused with 5:19 left. Etuka to Harassme. They just have to settle down now. Etuka puts his head down, goes wide, scores with M1.
Great take off the bounce by Etuka. The Foxes needed that field goal to go down. Etuka's going to line for a possible conventional 3-point play for the Foxes. Here it is again on a replay. Just the explosiveness and the deft touch by Etuka going off the window.
So he's got 16 to go along with Jones' 16, but he gets a free throw to try and take the scoring lead for the Foxes. Hammond picked up the personal. That's his first foul, but it's 6 now on Niagara. Too strong by Etuka. And a foul deep in the backcourt. He'll go against Etuka. So the Foxes, his second, Hammond will inbound as we get another look.
Yeah, they missed that. That was on Victor Eno. That was not on João Ituka. They're going to go over and take a look at that because Ituka was not in the. He was close, but he didn't swipe at it. It was Victor Eno's foul. Yeah, they corrected.
They changed it. Yep.
It's now on Victor Eno.
And we saw it on the replay.
Right.
So take one off the board for Ituka, add one to Eno, so Eno with 2 fouls. Ituka back to 1 personal foul, and we're going to take it under 5 on this possession for Niagara. Down by 9. Thomason, good numbers in the second half, sets up Mackey, and he hits another one.
Wow, that's a great 3-ball there from Mackey. You can't leave the shooter.
He's got 13 points, and the Foxes are starting to feel the heat a little bit. Harris pushing up for Wright. Wright will knife to the front court. Wright going distance and score.
Nice job there by Ricardo Wright attacking that pressure. Nice lay-in in traffic by Wright.
He's got 13 for the Foxes on 4 of 11 shooting. Here's Thomason trying to shake free. Harris on the guard. Mackey with 13 looking for more.
He is just red hot from distance. Mackey keeping his team in it.
Mackey's original career high before we entered play tonight was 12 points. Foxes again, problems in the backcourt. And they will unscramble the mass of humanity there. And I believe Niagara got a timeout.
It's a jump ball, timeout, Niagara, so it will be Niagara basketball.
Greg Pauls is asking, he thought he got the timeout before the jump ball. So with 4:01 remaining, Maris's lead is down to 5, and they have given ample opportunity here to Niagara to come back in.
They really have. It's a great comeback by Niagara. As you mentioned, Dean, just a 5-point game now with 4:01 remaining.
So what happened was the ball was being grappled for in the corner right by the Niagara bench. Niagara got the timeout before a jump ball was called, but they just used their last timeout. Mackey with the ball. He has been on fire. He's got 16 in the game, a new career high. 11 of those here in the second half. Hammond with the ball, 10 on the shot clock, through the lane missed it, gets his own rebound, goes back up, missed it again, and the ball goes out of bounds off, I believe, Iorio, and the ball will be inbounded by the Foxes.
Boy, Hammond had 2 good looks at the goal there. He just could not get it to go down.
So that was our last immediate timeout. Here's Harris getting it into right. He's got to watch for the double. He took his saves on the sideline, and now he dribbles right into a double team, somehow saves it, and now Ituka kicking out. Harris, 3, too strong. Jones with the rebound.
Nice job there by Jordan Jones on the weak side. The Foxes can be patient now. You got to take wide open shots, but they can be patient.
Ituka got Hammond to commit, missed it on a runner.
Nice, another good look there from Ituka, just could not get it to go.
Iorio's got 10 rebounds, playing with 4 fouls since the 17:45 mark. It's Thomason dancing one home.
Nice job there by Thomason. Nice touch, got it to go down.
Maris's lead is at 3. And Wright takes one to the chops, and that will put them over the limit.
Yep, Matt Harasmi will shoot 1-1 now for the Foxes.
So the runs have come aplenty here in the second half for Niagara. They have fought back from 18 at times to get it down to 3. Here's Harasmi now. And Harasmi has only taken 8 free throws on the year and made 7 of them. As the gym gets quiet. Matt Harasmi, the senior from Chester, New York. And he finds the mark. So Stevie's got a perfect line. He's 1-1 from the field and 1-1 at the free throw line.
Yeah, that first one was the big one, hitting the front end of the 1-1.
And has played some great defense tonight on the league's 2nd leading scorer in Marcus Hammond. This one bottled out. Jones mistimed the jump. Ball back to Niagara. 2:43 left. Maris holding on to a lead of 4. What a tight one on Saturday night in this building by 1 over Canisius. Thomason sets up Hammond. Ituka try to stay with him. He pulls up and the sleek left-hander buries it.
That's a great play by Hammond, creating space for himself with that 17-footer.
So Hammond with 16. He's got 8 in the first half and 8 here in the second half after a quiet start to the second half. Right with it. Goes in front of his own bench. Reverse layup on Iorio.
Nice job there by Ricardo Wright attacking the defense.
Iorio didn't want to pick up the 5th foul.
Right.
He backed off. 2-minute warning, 67-63 Foxes. Hammond again to the iron. Draws the bump from Jones.
Boy, Jones went straight up there. That was really a tough call there. That's what you teach your players, to go straight up. And I think Niagara caught a break there, but good take, really good take by Hammond. And again, boy, that's a tough call. Hammond shoots 2 for the Purple Eagles.
So Hammond, you don't want to foul him, that's for sure. He's a really good free throw shooter at 81.4%. And he's an 80% career free throw shooter. 1:53 left in this one, and he finds the mark twice. So they keep getting closer and closer to the Foxes' lead. It's down to 2 points. Harris and Ituka looking towards the Maris bench to get the call from John Dunn. They're joined by Jones, Wright, and Harasmi. There is Wright. Wright to challenge on Iorio. Swims it down. Jones pivots and scores.
Great catch there by Jordan Jones. Had the presence of mind to pick it up, put it down inside.
Well, Jones with 18 and 3 assists now for Wright. It's Hammond long distance. They tap at it. Wright comes away with it. And then he draws the foul with 1:16 remaining.
It's another really good closeout there from Matt Harasmi. That was right on line by Hammond. He attempted a deep 3 ball there. Just came up a little short. Ricardo Wright now shooting 1-1 for the Foxes.
And he is 1 for 1 tonight. This is a Niagara team that beat Iona for their first defeat of the year in MAC play. A week ago Sunday up at Niagara. That's right, trains it. Since that time, I almost lost another one as well. So it's starting to get a little bit dicey there at the top of the division. St. Peter's and Siena in pursuit of Iona.
Yeah, the Gales got back on track. They beat Monmouth to get their 20th win overall. But yes, we've talked about it all season, Dean. On any given night, anyone can beat anyone in this conference.
2 big makes by Wright. And the lead is at 6 now with 76 ticks left. Thomason with it. It's Hammond going deep.
Yeah, he received a great screen there. And Erasmi just could not get over that screen, and Hammond buried it.
He's got 11 here in the second half. It's Jones with it off to Erasmi. Maris's lead at 3. Right. Guacamenza cuts him off. Needs help. Outlet to Ituka. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Zhao crossing over on the defender. Strong move.
Physical take there by Zhao Ituka going to the goal.
Ituka now with 18 in the ball game. Make it 20. Outside Hammond again going for 3.
Tough luck there for Hammond. That was halfway down and popped out.
Mackey on the foul in the backcourt, and that will be the 9th on Niagara. So Wright, who just made a couple free throws right back there at the line with 23.9 left.
That looked good when it left Hammond's hand. That was halfway down and popped out. Take a look at Zhao Ituka again. When it's winning time, he's made some big plays this season. That's just a great physical take going to the goal.
Steve, he loves that left hand.
He does. He can score it with either hand.
Wright is a perfect 4 for 4 in the ball game. And now he's got 16, so you get 20 from Ituka, 18 from Jones, and 16 from Wright. As Jones has something wrong with his elbow, he might be bleeding.
Yeah, he's got some blood on his elbow.
Jeff Carter administrating first aid to him. And that will put a pause in the game with 23.9 left. Keep in mind, Niagara is out of timeouts, and they're 1 away from allowing Maris to shoot a double bonus on the fouls. Maris, meanwhile, still has a timeout left. They do have 16 fouls.
You just don't want to commit any fouls now if you're the Foxes. Obviously, you do not want to foul a three-point shooter. Close out under control. Do not foul the shooter.
Jones disrobing in front of the McCann Center crowd as he is getting a new shirt. And probably a new number is my guess. So he will have to go, and they'll have to make sure that the official scorer knows that he's going to wear 44 now. So Wright had to wait, about 90 seconds or so to get the second free throw attempt. And he will aim it and hit it. Boy, Wright has looked silky smooth at the line tonight.
Yeah, he has made some big ones down the stretch.
Here's Thomason racing it up. Hand back to Cintron. Ituka guarding him. Beautiful dish. Guacamenza comes up from the right to the left.
Nice job there by Guacamenza. He has been really, really good in the second half.
Inbound goes to Ituka. They're quickly on top of him. They'll put him at the line now for 2.
And yes, that's the 10th team foul now. Double bonus now for the Foxes.
So the Foxes, when you look at their free throw numbers tonight, Steve, 81.3%, 13 of 16. They come in 8th in the league, but of recent times, they're getting better at the free throw line. They're over 70%.
Yeah, they've really improved at the foul line as Ituka knocks down the first one. Big improvement in the last 2.5 weeks for Marist.
So Ituka will get another opportunity. 21 points, same old, right, Steve? Another 20-point game for him for the 7th time this year.
Yeah, another ho-hum 20-plus point game for Ituka.
Final 10 seconds, Hammond releasing, missing. Saved by Cintron. Hammond again. It rimmed out. They compete on the glass. Ituka comes up with it. Foxes close out a 7-point win. Final score, Bears 77 and Niagara 70. Foxes a season high 3-game win streak, improving to 11-13 on the year and 6-9 in the conference. And here at home now 5 up and 6 down. Meanwhile, Niagara drops another one, their second straight. They're 11-13 overall. They're now 6-9 in the league, as it is getting competitive here in the final few weeks of MAC competition, as the Red Foxes win another one here by 7. It got real dicey. Foxes gave up quite a long lead, but they came back to win it here in the final stages. Steve Eggink with John Dunn.
Got head coach John Dunn here. Coach, just a great effort, collective effort tonight. You weathered the storm. What a great comeback by Niagara. Your thoughts on winning your 3rd in a row?
Yeah, no, I'm just really, really happy, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we would have liked for it to be a little bit cleaner for sure. We were rolling there. I think got up 18. You know, they were throwing some junk at us. The 1-3-1 stuff got us out of rhythm. Unfortunately, I didn't get to the bench till that 12-minute mark, because when I put them up in the scorer's table about 15 and a half, they didn't get in till I think under 12. That kind of threw the rotations off a little bit. You know, tried to get guys in off the bench, and then, you know, guys get a little cold, putting them back in with 7. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just really, really happy. I thought we did share it really well. I thought we found each other. They're a good defensive team. They shrink the court. You got to be willing to throw the simple pass and the one mores, and we did a really good job of it. And this guy was great right here. I'm really happy for him, man. He deserves it. He's been unselfish all season, and you know, he deserves the accolade tonight. And just glad we got the win.
Hey, it was. We talked about it during the broadcast, Coach. I mean, making the extra pass tonight was huge, and in most cases, you converted when your kids made that extra pass. They played very unselfishly tonight.
Yeah, you know, we've been committing the last few games to really being selfless and sharing it, and we just try to preach make the right play, right? Make the right play mentality, and I think for the most part tonight.